Welcome to another interesting episode of playing Pesmobile 2021 with controller. Now today we are not going to be doing gameplay. Today's video is specially dedicated to showing you how you can actually attach your controller to your device and be able to play Pesmobile 2021 with it. Like I promised in my previous videos, I said once I see any comments requesting for how to actually play this game with controller, I'm going to do a video to show you the step-by-step from scratch how you can actually play this game with controller. So let's get right into it. But before we go on with the video, I want to quickly tell you that on default settings, Pesmobile 2021 does not support controller. So what we are trying to do here is to use key mapping apps to map whatever is here to the controls we actually see on our screen. So there are settings you need to activate in your Pesmobile 2021 to be able to pair this controller to the game so that you can use it to play the game. Now, like I said before, every controller works. This is a PS3 controller and this is a PS4 controller. I also have the USB PC controller. Now, if you are not rooted, you cannot pair your PS3 controller to your device through Bluetooth, even though it has a Bluetooth. The Bluetooth does not support unrooted devices. Once you are rooted, there is an app they call Tinker. Then with that Tinker, you can pair your PS3 controller to your Android device. But I'm not rooted. Neither are most of you watching this video. So our tutorial is going to be on unrooted devices. Devices are not rooted. You don't need root to use controller to play this game. My video is not for those that have rooted their device. You can also try our method, but this method is specifically for those who are not rooted like myself. Now, for those that want to use PS3 controller, there's still a way for you. This USB is not the regular USB. This is the USB they use in connecting your hard disk, your external hard drive to your computer. So it's different from normal USB 2.0, the plug-in. So what happens is that this will go into the PS3 port here. This is the port for charging it. After charging it, you cannot use it wirelessly if you are not rooted. So definitely you are going to use this method I'm showing you now if you are going to use a PS3 controller to play this. You plug this to your OTG. This is your OTG cable for normal USB 2.0. Plug it to the OTG port here like this. Then you attach this to your device charging port. Or if you are using an Android that have a USB Type-C, then get a Type-C OTG cable. I have a Type-C OTG plug here. So what you do, plug it to the Type-C OTG plug, then plug to your Android charging port, and you are good to go. You don't need any extra setup. Your PS2 controller is the same method. Plug a USB to it, then the female part of the USB, I don't know if it's the male or this is the female, the part that enters your computer. Plug it into your OTG and plug to your device. Your OS bus, same way. The only controller that pairs with your Android without root, I think, is PS4 and maybe PS5. I have not tried PS5, but PS4, you can pair it to your Android device with Bluetooth wirelessly and use it for any purpose without rooting your device. So that's why I settled for PS5. Why I'm no longer using the PS3 controller is because after I plug it to my phone through the charging port, power starts leaving my phone back to charge the controller, and it starts draining my battery. I actually did a workaround. I opened up the controller and removed the battery. That way there was no battery to charge, so my battery was lasting longer. But come on, man, life is much easier when it's all wireless. So the best, my recommendation would be a PS4 controller or your regular Bluetooth controller for Android and iPhone. There are Bluetooth specific Bluetooth controller for Android for playing games. So if you have one of those, it's the best. It's because I don't have a Bluetooth controller that I settled for a PS4. Instead of buying a Bluetooth, I figured PS4 is more rugged, battery lasts longer. That's why I settled for a PS4 controller. So if you are pairing your PS4 controller to your Android for the first time, you will need to use this key here. It's written share. This small key here. They wrote share on it. It's only with that share button you can pair your Android controller to the PS4 controller to your Android for the first time. So what you do, power on your Bluetooth, then this is the Bluetooth menu, or after powering it on, make sure you go to the Bluetooth menu because you're going to need it. So this is my own phone Bluetooth menu. When you're watching video, you can slant your phone because I don't want to switch my recording. Now you power on the Bluetooth. My own is auto pairing because I have paired it with this device before. I have used it before, but for the first time, after you power it on, it will be blinking. Then you hold the share button for 5 seconds, hold it down. Then you've already on your Bluetooth is already in session mode. It's already searching for available devices. On your Bluetooth, first and foremost on your device, put it in pairing mode as in session. It's already searching for devices. Mine does this automatically, but if yours doesn't search automatically when you power it on, manually put it on search mode. Let it search for available devices. Then you hold this little share button here. It's written share, so you can't miss it. On every PS4 controller, it's written share. This small button here, little button here. There is one opposite. The one opposite is written options. Don't use options. For pairing for the first time, use the share. Hold it down for 5 seconds. After you power on, after you put your phone in session mode, your Bluetooth is on, is session. Press this. Hold it down for 5 seconds. Within that 5 seconds, your phone should have already seen it, but you don't need to keep holding it. After holding it for 5 seconds, you can leave it. Your phone will still see it up. You touch it, it will ask you for connection prompt, for permission, check the right boxes, click yes, and you will be paired. So I'm assuming you are paired now. If you are not using a PS4 controller, the moment you plug in, you are good to go. If you are using a PS3, once you do the method I tell you and you plug it to your OTG, to your USB port, you are good to go. You don't need any extra settings. With your Bluetooth controller, once you pair it up, you don't need any extra settings. And this share button is just the first time. After you paired it, any other time, once you just on your Bluetooth, power on your controller, it auto connects. But if it doesn't auto connect, go to your Bluetooth settings, just hit on the controller name there, which is wireless controller. That's the name. It's already written there. You can rename it to any name you like. Hit it, and it will connect. You don't need to use this share again. This share is for pairing for the first time, the very first time. After you've paired it, you don't need to use the share again. Just power on. For example, now if I power off my Bluetooth, the controller will turn off. So after using the share for the first time I've paired, what I do, I just power on my Bluetooth on the device. Once I power my Bluetooth on my device, normally it will display my menu on this my second device. On my main device, it doesn't display the menu, so I will have to manually go into, I'll just hold down the Bluetooth and it will take me to menu. So now that my Bluetooth is on my device, I press power button, which is the PS button, and it will connect. The blinking will stop. Once it's connected, the blinking stops. Now a steady blue light, and you are good to go. So now that we are paired, you need an app called Octopus. There are many apps for mapping your controls to your Android screen, but I chose Octopus because it has some extra functions that the others don't have. All the ones I've tried so far, Octopus has the best functions that I need. So I'm going to leave the autopause is not the free version, it's the paid version. Now I know most of you don't want to pay for the paid version, so I'm giving you a gift. My paid version that I bought, I'm sharing it with you for a limited time, free of charge. I'm going to upload 2 versions of it. Inside each version there are 2 files. You must install the 2 files. It's going to be a zip file. Now there are what called 64-bit OS for Android OS of 64-bit, just like your PC, your Windows 64-bit at 32-bit. And there are older Android with 32-bit. This is my Android I'm using to record this screen, the one you are seeing now. It's a 32-bit OS. So the autopause that will work in it is the 32-bit. I'm going to upload it and I'm going to differentiate them. All new devices, I believe, are 64-bit. But if you are not sure, you can check your device information on Google, especially GSM Arena. You will see the OS bits there, 64 or 32. But you can install both. If you install 32 and you run it, they will tell you your device does not support 32. You need 64-bit. That will tell you it's not the appropriate one. You uninstall it and you install the other one. Likewise, if you install the 64-bit on the 32-bit and you run it, the phone is going to tell you this phone does not support 64-bit. So you uninstall it and you install it 32. So download both. Like I said, inside each the 64-bit there are 2 files. Inside the zip folder, make sure you install the 2. You install the autopause itself, then before you install the plugin. There's a plugin. That's a plugin. Without that plugin, you cannot. You understand? Then the second one, if you download the one for 64-bit, install the autopause setup and the plugin. Both of them are inside the zip folder. So I'm giving you that for free. Please don't misuse it. This app is supposed to be paid. The owner are paid for it already. You are supposed to be paying for it, but I'm giving it to you for free, for life. It's free for life. So if you can download this for this limited time, I'm going to leave the link in the description. It's yours to keep for life. It will work forever. So let's go into Octopus. I'm assuming you have installed the Octopus I uploaded. You have installed it. Now run it. Click on it. You will see Octopus 6.0. Click on Not Now. Now I have already added my game, but in case you want to know how to add game, first and foremost, for you to know your controller is connected, you look at this green bar here. You will see controller. If you touch it, you will see wireless controller is connected. And if you are using a USB controller, it's still going to be show here. The name of the controller is going to show here. So this blue panel is where you see what is connected, if it's connected or not. If it's not connected, it will not be blue. If I disconnect the controller now, let me disconnect it. You will see no device connected. Now let me pair the controller again. If you are using a USB 2 where you unplug it, no device connected. If you didn't plug it in properly, you will still see no device connected. So this is where you troubleshoot if you are connected properly. Power on my Bluetooth again. Power on my Octopus. My gamepad, and we are paired. Done. See, connected. If it's USB, as you plug it, connected. Now, to add, you have to click on this plus sign here, close to my PS20 Click on that plus sign. Now the list of all your games will be here. If you go to my PS now, you will see it's added. Look at it. Pesmobile 2021 is added already, so you can't add it no more. I didn't uninstall it because I didn't add it because if I unadd it now, I will need to download a little file, some little files, setting it up for the first time. I don't want to set up completely afresh. So please, after you've added your own, don't unadd it. Now, the game must be installed in your phone first. First and foremost, you must install Pesmobile 2021. Look at it here. PES 2021 must be installed on your device. Even if you didn't set it up here, so far you installed it, you have an account already, or you want to register a new account, just download it. You don't need to set it up here. You can set it up if you like, but now click on add. Let's assume this offline bubbles is our PES. Click on add and you will see it here. It's added. If you want to open it, you touch on it and it will open. So let me just remove this because we don't need it. Now my PS is added and I've downloaded the necessary files. I have set up. I have a pre-existing account, so I just imported it here. I didn't set up account. I think I set up an account for fresh because I started playing this game from day one using controller. I have never swiped. I have never used the advanced controls or the classic controls on the screen. Controller is what I use from day one. So I started this game right here. I installed it, set it up right inside Autopause, and you will not be banned. Note, when you are opening it for the first time, when you click on the game like this to launch for the first time, sorry, there's a bit of a problem with my Autopause. Let me just close it quickly. Info, first close. This Autopause, once you give you error like this, just first close it. And so now that you see the error it gave me, you rarely give error, but once you give you error like that, the game refuses to run. First close it and run it again. It doesn't change nothing, everything is still the way it is. So click on it, launch it. Now if you are playing it for the first time, it's going to take you into Google setup. Look at your Autopause here, this blue thing with two eyes. That's how you know your Autopause, you are inside the Autopause. I'm going to remove all this yellow things. It's not going to show on yours. My one is I was already playing the game with it already, so I need to remove all of them so that it can be free. Now let's set it up. I've already logged into Google, so I'm not going to be doing that Google login, but if you are doing it for the first time, you will need to log into your Google account. So please log into your Google account. It's safe. Nobody's going to have your account. It's going to take you to Google directly in the Google interface, not any scam site. I'm not the owner of Octopus, so don't be scared. Log in your Google and it will allow you. You can set up the game. We're not going to go into setting up the game. Everybody know how to run PES 2021 mobile for the first time. So run your own. Set it up, register if you need to register, choose your country, do everything till you get to the main screen, which is where we are interested in. The main screen. Now this is what your game will look like on the first set. This is my second account, by the way. So my coins are few here. All my coins are few here. This is my account for practice. This is where I practice. And I go to my main account on my other device and demolish. So what you want to do, the Autopause icon with showing two eyes, the blue icon at the top here, you touch it. This is where we are going to configure. This is where we are going to map controller to this, so the screen. Now let me remove whatever I've put here. Tutorial. I'm using this one for tutorials. So when you click on that Octopus icon with white eyes, that little blue icon close to this one I'm moving around, this one, click on it once. This is where you map. So we are going to go right ahead and map, but before we do that, let me go and change one setting that I changed. You don't need to follow up with what I'm doing. I'm going to come back to the Please don't follow anything I'm doing here. This is not part of the tutorial. I'm just setting it to default setting because I've changed some things. I'm returning it to default how it's going to be for you. So this is the default settings. What you want to do, click on extras. Click on extras. Inside extras, click on settings. Then inside settings, sorry, I'm going to come back to that point again. There's one more thing I need to change back to how it was. So this is how your this thing is supposed to be on default settings. after you've logged in. This is the main game page, the main game screen. So touch the auto pause icon. This icon are moving around. You can place it anywhere you like. But I like mine. I like mine to be here. I like it at that spot. Click on it. It will kind of blank off your game a little. Now what you want to do. No, we have not gotten to this stage yet. Sorry guys, you know this tutorial is a lot. What you want to do, click on extras. You're already in extras. If you're already in extras, now click on settings. Then click on play settings. Now this is how this thing will look like on default settings. Everything here is going to be this way. The on is going to look like. Now what you want to do is this first one, advanced. Click on it. I change it to classic. If you don't change to classic, you cannot use controller. I repeat, if you don't change from advanced to classic, sorry, you can't use controller. So first and foremost, change to classic and click done. Now move button configuration. Click on it. Button configuration. Now this you're attacking. Now what we want to do is to map our controls the way we normally use it on PlayStation. When you are playing on console, map it here. So what you use for passing, map it here. What you use for shooting, map it here. What you use for crossing, map it here. We all use this gamepad differently, so configure it the way it works for you, but just follow my prompts. For me, I use this bottom one, which is A for passing. I use B, which is this circle here. I use it for crossing and sliding. Then this rectangle here at the top, this triangle, sorry, I use it for through ball. And this box here, this one, which is this box here, this is what I use for shooting, which is in normal game language as A, no us, Y, through ball is Y, scoring I use us, passing I use A, then sliding and crossing I use B, which is circle. So configure it the way you normally use it on controller, so it will be convenient for you. So now let's go. Now that you are in your configuration setup in your game, touch the auto pause icon and it will display like this. Now touch that little plus sign, the little plus sign, touch it, then this screen will display. Now touch this first button, which is key, written A, green A is written on it, it's titled key. Touch it. Now move it to pass. We want to configure pass now. Put it on top of, make sure it's inside the circle. If you show full stop like this, if you show question mark, meaning you didn't click the key before you touch somewhere. So just touch it. Don't be afraid. Just touch it. It will be blinking like this. Then you put your pass. This is what I use for pass. So I'm going to touch it. Bam! It appears here. So our pass is configured. Now through ball. I use this top one for through ball. So touch that little plus icon again. Touch that first key, which is key A. A is written on it. Now drag it to through ball. Place it on top of through ball. Press the key you normally use for through ball, which is me. For me, I use this one. So, bam, it's there. It will register. Now shoot. Press that little plus again. Sorry, that little plus again. Press first key, which is written key, and A is written on it. Move it to shoot as usual, and press the button you use for shoot. Me, I use this one, so bam, it has appeared. Now last but not the least, for attacking, dash means running. Me, I use arrow 1 or arrow B. They call it, some people call it arrow B. Me, I call it arrow 1. This one, your arrow on the top. So click on that little plus icon again. The same configuration goes for every controller you are using, please, not just PS4. Every controller is the same. Every controller is arranged like this. So any controller you are using is the same method, please. Press that A key again, the first one, move it to dash, and press the key you normally use for run. Me, I use arrow one, so I'll press it, bam, it has appeared, arrow B. So you are done with attack setup. Click on the octopus key, so it will vanish on the screen. Everything you have configured is here. If you go to the game screen now, this is what we show. Now click on defend. Remember what we configured now was for attack. Now we want to configure for defend. Whatever you have configured for attack will remain there. Please don't touch it, leave it there the way it is. Touch the octopus icon again, this one I'm moving, touch it again, it will display like this. Now like we did, just remove all this inside, you can see what you are doing, just move them away a little. Make sure to return them to their normal position where you are done, please, so that we can see the words. Press is to chase your opponent and try to collect the ball. That's to defend. Now we are not going to work with this, please. We are not going to work with this. The method I like the button I use on my pass, which is this. This button is what I use for defending on normal console. So if you don't do that, please, if you don't use this button for defending on normal console, don't do what I want to do now. Just do what you normally do. Let's move this out completely so I press and switch can show. Press this octopus icon so as you disappear again. Let's have the screen. Now we want to swap press for switch. Switch is to call second defender. Normally it's L1. I use L1 for it. You can call it LB, but it's L1. So people use the bottom L. You do whatever works for you. So we're now going to switch, move this press to the position of switch and move switch to the position of press. That's how I like it. So at the number button I use for pass, that's the button I use for defend. So that when I press this button, it will defend when I'm in defend mode. It's automatic. You don't need to do nothing. When they are coming to attack you, the game will switch to defense mode for you. So you don't need to do anything. So now touch the switch or press any one of them you touch. Just touch the circle. This menu will display. Now you want to move switch to the position of press. So touch on switch on this menu that is displayed and touch press. They have swapped here. Now click done. You are done. Now you are seeing that our press has moved to the position of switch and switch has moved to the position of press. Press is to defend. This is where I want my defense to be. So move the. Now we are ready to configure our defense now. So touch the octopus icon here. This one. You don't need to move it. I'm just showing you so that you know what to touch. Touch it. Our normal key will appear. Move this one close so that you won't mistake them for something else. When we are done, we are going to move them back in appropriately. Now touch the little plus icon again. I want to configure switch, which is to call second defender, and this is the key I use. L, top L. So press the first key, which is A, written key. Press it, move it. Like I said, the two will remain there. Don't remove anyone. The one you configure for attack, leave it the way it is. Now press L1, which is LB. We are done, so move this one in. You can place it on top of each other or you can space them anywhere you like, but let both of them be in the circle. Let the both of them be in the circle. Don't let them go outside the circle. They won't work if they're outside the circle. They must be in the green circle. Press remains the same pass key, so nothing to change. Just move into the proper position. Now tackle, I use this O, which is key B, to tackle, to slide. Tackle means slide. To slide your opponents and collect the ball. You all know how to slide. You will slide very well. So touch this little plus icon again. Touch key, which is the first one written A. Now move it to your tackle and press the corresponding key. This is the key I use for sliding on normal console. So I'm going to press that key. Look at it. This circle button here. So press, it will appear here. We are done with that, so move everything into position. Let two of them be in the circle. Don't let anyone go out of the circle. Dash remains run, so move run back to where it was. Then the last thing, this is basic control. This video is part 1 and part 2. For this part 1, we're dealing with just basic control. Part 2, we are going to take it a notch, take it a step further to go into advanced. Here you can be a pro. Please, this basic control, don't go online. You are not ready for online with basic control. They will destroy you. Please, I'm begging you. Don't dare go online with this basic. They will pieces you. You can't even win computers easiest. You can win the easiest with this. You can even win maybe you can win the 3rd level with this basic. You can use this basic to practice and get a hang of the controls. So this is it. This is your basic control. In part 2, we are going to go step further to fade off everything. They won't even know you are using controller because they will be faded off. When you upload the video, nobody will know you are using controller because they will not be sharp like this. So go back. You want to test what you have done. Let's test it before we wrap up this video. Click on Clubhouse, click on practice, free training. Let's play practice match to see what we've done, if they are working. Sorry, we didn't put one thing. I omitted it purposely because I wanted to show in the game itself. Practice match. What we omitted is our direction key, which is this direction analog, this direction here. This one I'm rotating. So what you do, click on the auto pause button again, which is this one. You must not move it, like I said. Click on it. Click on the little plus icon. If you use a D-pad, which is this is D-pad. If you use this for your direction, then choose D-pad here and move it to fit the circle. You can resize it, you can reduce it, you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger with this those 2 arrows, one going in, one going out. That's what you use to resize. Then make sure it fits into the circle and your direction is configured. So let me try D-pad. I use analog anyway, so we're coming back to analog for those that use analog. So let's pass to keeper, pass to this guy close by, so you can see our direction is working. You can see the direction, this thing moving by your left. You can see it's switching. Pass. Don't worry, the score you is practice. It's practice. Don't worry, the score. Pass. Let's move forward. Pass. Through ball. He blocked it. Through ball again. Shoot. He blocked it. But so far so good, everything is working. You press shoot, it's answered. Let's switch player. I will try switch player now. We've know advanced controls is where you know how to play corner kick without touching the screen. But for now, let's slide on the screen because we've not configured it. Those one is going to be in part 2. Pass back into the center. Now shoot. He blocked it. Everything is working so far. When you want to attack us, we'll switch player and see if he's switching. Do it on the screen once again. If you want to be a pro, make sure you watch the part 2. Part 2 is where we are going to go deep into the real thing. Now switch player. Let's see. Let me switch my player. It worked. Look at it. It worked. It has switched another man. You can only switch player where you are being attacked, where you are on your defense, where you are the one on the defense. Shoot. So everything is working accordingly, but this is basic. I cannot take this basic anywhere. Now let's go and change to, wait, let me leave it running. Let's go and change to analog because I don't use D-pad. Touch this plus icon to close it off, to remove it. Touch this little cross again. Now choose left analog. Remember, left analog is for direction. Left analog, it will appear on the screen. Then move it to position. Let me see the thing appear on the screen first. We'll configure how to shoot with keeper on pad. That's coming in part 2. So for now, slide on the screen. Now let's move this into position. Resize it to fit. You can leave it big, but me, I like them small. Just the size of the circle. or a little bigger or a little smaller, but so far it's at the center of the circle. So now let's try analog. As you can see our analog, I'm rotating it and you are seeing it rotating on the screen. So analog is working too. And it's fast, there is no delay. Please, there is no delay. But in part 2, I'm going to tell you some little tweaks you will do and you will become a pro. You can win the best. You can even win Konami himself. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you watch part 2. Watch all my videos where I demolish people with controller. Enjoying this game with controller. When PS 2022 comes, we're still going to enjoy it with controller. When PS 2023 comes, we're still going to enjoy it with controller. But for now, this is it. Thanks so much for watching this video. Watch out for part 2 so that you will become a pro. This is amateur. This settings is for amateur. This is the settings other apps like gamepad pro. This is the kind of settings they will offer you. Nothing more, nothing less. All the other apps out there, I'm not recommending anyone. This is the only basic they will offer you. Nothing special. But in part 2, you are going to see a lot of tricks, finesse, looping, calling shots, all that. We put them in controller and they will be in your normal keys that you normally use. It's not as if you are going to manufacture keys. The same keys, you know, we're going to inculcate everything. Thank you so much. Part 2 is coming up. Bye for now.